What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Kaiki. I'm back in the code with another one. So today we're going to be looking at the Zenkai Ultimate Space Timer Shop, and I'm going to give you guys a guide of what Zenkais you probably should be investing in or looking forward to, or just where you should be putting your premium currency towards after you done finish the long space time rush. I'm also going to talk about how I feel about the update to it, but we'll talk about that later in the video. So obviously when you're first thing you're looking at the shop, there's a lot of Zenkais they obviously added here. The main ones I think you should be paying attention to is the LF ones. If you have any of these LF units 7-star, you definitely need to go ahead and just get the Z power so you can try and get these guys to Zenkai 7. You can only get them to like Zenkai 3 every space time rush, so it'll take you about a month and a half to get a unit from Zenkai 1 to 7 by just playing Ultimate Zenkai space time rush. So there's that. So like I said, LF Piccolo, LF Namek Goku, LF SSJ2 Gohan, definitely just go ahead and get their Z power if you have them 7-star, right? If you don't have them 7-star and you don't have them at all, or you don't like even have that 2-star, you don't plan to summon for them like in the future or chase after them in the future, then definitely you can hold out on trying to go for the Z power. So there's that. Now Beerus, who is also an LF, ironically is the only LF on here I think particularly is not 100% needed or mandatory for you to put investment into if you have him 7-star. He's a good Zenkai, but he was the original 3 Zenkais, one of the original 3, and I think they're starting to get power crept heavy just by power creep and just how powerful the newer Zenkais are. So you could definitely still go out there if you have him 7-star, but just keep in mind that I don't personally, in my opinion, I don't think he's 100% a mandatory chase despite him being an LF Zenkai. LF Goku or Goku Black, I think he's solid just because he's an anti-hybrid Saiyan and anti-Saiyan. I think that's where his value lies the most. Definitely want to go ahead and max him out if you want to see him at his max potential, but he's another just one that's just solid. And like I said, like with these Zenkais, you don't really want to go for a solid unit with the amount of resources and time you have to put into these units. So there's that. Majibu, I don't think he's particularly need to be chased, just because I feel like he's probably going to get replaced. Like he's a good defensive unit, he has a good amount of utility with the strike ceiling, but he's a little bit on the weaker side from a damage perspective now, and I don't think he's like particularly like 100% needed for the regen team. I feel like he's definitely going to get replaced by a more powerful green regen unit, maybe Buhan Zenkai, the green one. I don't know. Now, out of all the Zenkais here, I think you should 100% prioritize, if you don't have LF Blue Vegito, is definitely this guy right here, LF Blue Goku, not LF Blue Goku, but Blue Goku, one of the first anniversary units. This guy right here, definitely this guy is an amazing top tier unit for God Key, especially if you don't have Blue Vegito. Able to output really good damage, really good tank in the first half of the match, all around just a really solid unit. As Zenkai 7, he will be a really good addition to any God Key team. So definitely if you don't have Blue Vegito for that God Key setup, I definitely think this guy is the #1 option that you should chase after for your God Key team. So there's that. So I left Namek Goku. I don't think he's that good anymore. He's another one of the OG 3 Zenkais. I think he's not worth chasing at all. That he's one of them ones you could probably do it for collector purposes, but I don't see the point. Same thing with Blue Goku, not Blue Goku, OG Blue Broly here, one of the original 3 Zenkais. Don't think he's worth chasing at all. Solid unit, but like I said, with these Zenkais, a lot of resources, a lot of time. You don't want to do this for just to get solid units. You want top tier units, right? Same thing with Green Broly. I think he's decent as well. I think if you don't have any good green options for your Saga from the Movies team, I think he's a decent option that you can run for him as Zenkai 7. But outside of that, I don't see any other purpose for you ever wanting to use this guy, to be honest. And then you have Scott or Vegeta, who's he's honestly just kind of garbage. Don't put anything into Scott or Vegeta, in my personal opinion. So that's how I think you guys should go ahead and know when it comes to the Zenkai, where you should be paying attention to the most. Everything on here is just about solid, and I think this Blue Goku, if you don't have Blue Vegeta, is a must to go ahead and do that. And then the LF Zenkais. Outside of that, I don't really think you should be particularly chasing anything yet, especially since they said they're going to be updating their shop. Now, as far as how often they'll update the shop, I think that would determine how much of this new revamp is good and how much is worth it. So there's that. So also, You have expand equipment limit, which you definitely want this because Legends has so much equipment in the game at this point that this was a much needed thing. It's only 20 more slots, but definitely really good. As far as that, then you have the awakening equips, which hasn't really changed too much. It's about pretty much about the same, but those are the main things I think you should be paying attention to. And then you could probably just save after you've done one Zenkai. I think you should just save all your space time rush coins and stuff like that for whenever they add a really powerful Zenkai into this exchange shop. That's how I think you should go about using your space time rush coins. And maybe here or once, and then you can use it for a couple Zenkai souls. So there's that. So that's my guide on the ultimate space time rush exchange shop and how I think you should be going about spending your currency for these new Zenkais. Like I said, I think Blue Goku is the main prize here, then the LF Zenkais, then everything else is just you can kind of wait on it. You don't really need to chase after those Zenkais unless you really need them for like a team build and you don't plan on like summoning on like for a certain team no time soon. Then sure, definitely for sure that you could probably consider wavering with some of these things. But like I said, we'll see how much they update this the exchange shop in the future, and I think that will show just how good this update was for the Zenkai Ultimate Space Time Rush. Now, talking about how they changed Space Time Rush, I know it's kind of controversial. I think there's a lot of pros and cons. I'm kind of half and half how I feel about this. I definitely think that them giving out Zenkais for free is definitely a good thing. But the thing is that they made the Zenkai, the Space Time Rush hard again. It's like super long to defeat because it takes you about 2 hours to probably do it, even when you're running boost characters, right? So that's pretty time consuming right there, right? And a lot of people don't really like that. I think it's just mixing pros and cons. And then they took out the chrono crystals, which I think it's like, I don't think it's particularly just it's not really that. It's like one of those things. It's like, bro, like just why? Like it wasn't really like something that you care about too much because it was just 500. It's just half a multi, but at the same time, it was like, why take it away? Like there was really no real reason to take it away because it's not really doing much for you. So I guess that's why a lot of people say, well, what was like, why are y'all whining? It was only 500 crystals, but it's like at the same time, that's the whole reason why. It's like, why take away 500 crystals? It wasn't really that much in the first place, so why not just leave it there? And they particularly said that they were going to put it into the new game mode. So there's that. So I don't know. I think it's them leaning too much on the new game mode. I'm guessing the new gamer rewards are probably going to be fire fuego. That's what I'm guessing, my personal opinion. So as far as that, like, it doesn't really seem like that much fights and how hard it is, but these fights are hard because a lot of these characters have a lot of health, and plus they're red star now. In this particular 4-stage fight where you're going up against UI Goku is probably the most hardest because UI Goku has the dodging, and he pretty much one-shots anybody with his special move or ultimate, and it's actually kind of really annoying. So yeah, so I think it's half and half with the new Zenkai Rush update. You get more Zenkais, obviously, and it makes help out free-to-play players in my personal opinion, but the taking away of the corner crystals and also making it to where you have to buy the space time rush tickets for that banner from the shop, I think that was kind of the big L's there in my personal opinion, and it just being super time consuming now and really boring. So a lot of people think they should have stayed with the same format and just put the Zenkai in the exchange shop, and it would have been straight. But who knows? Legends is just thinking about I don't know, ways to keep us interested into the game. I guess I think it's definitely half and half. What will make this good is that we will have to see pretty much how often they plan to update the Zenkai exchange shop. If they update it super often, then this is definitely a plus, and I could live with probably less crystals, the 500 crystals being gone. But if it's one of them things where they don't really update it that often, they update it like every 3 or 2 months, and it's only like one Zenkai, and then yeah, then I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Then it's gonna feel like, yeah, this change wasn't really all that good. So there's that. So it's your boy Kaiko Last Off Mukata. Somebody gotta think about that. Somebody gotta think about the new exchange shop. What Zenkais are you gonna be investing into? And I am out.